Hello everyone and welcome to Stan the Wine Man TV. I am your host, Stan Rutan, and this is the Blue Collar Wine Show where I help you spend your wine dollars wisely. I also help you learn something about wine, and this video is dedicated to Dave and Nancy, who came to me and said they did a Zoom event where they presented wines in different style glasses to see if they would change the composition of the wine, how it tasted, etc., etc. A lot of people are very into that sort of thing. Personally, you've seen me on this episode, I always use the same glass. The only time I get away from that is, of course, when I'm doing champagne. I use champagne flutes for champagne, sparkling wine, cava, whatever, because that's the only way I drink sparkling wine. However, when it comes to white wine, rosé, red wines, I use my little, what are they? Ravenscroft crystal glasses. Really nice glasses. They're really sturdy. I like them a lot. However, this is going to be fun. I'm dedicating this to them. Now, I want them to know if they're quite fair for those wines. So this isn't so much a wine review as a glass experiment, for lack of a better term. So, but we are going to look at the wines as well. This is a 2023 of Cups Rosé wine from Cinsault. This is Yakima Valley Lonesome Springs Ranch Vineyard. This rolls in at $19. I have never tried this one before. I'm kind of excited to try it. And there is the label. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour one in each of these glasses and see if it alters the flavor, the smell, whatever it is. Okay, so let me get started right off. Let's see what we get on the nose with the first one. Definitely getting strawberry and rhubarb. A little sweetness coming through on this one. There's a little cut grass as well. Now let's see on this next one. Now interesting, not quite as aromatic. It's kind of more of a bowl shape with a closed top. Yeah, definitely getting less on the nose with this one than this one. Interesting. I get the cut grass sort of thing on this one. Yeah, strawberries. Maybe a little watermelon on that one. Let's see what we get on this one. Yeah. Interesting. More aromatic, a little less aromatic, and much less aromatic. I'm still getting strawberry, a little bit of rhubarb. A little bubble gum on this one. Very interesting. So aromatically they are different. Not a huge amount of difference, but yes, they are different. So let's see what we get on the palate with the crisp and fresh. Is that what this one says? This is the crisp and fresh edition of the glass. A little bubblegum action for sure. This one's hard to drink out of. The shape of it makes it a little more difficult. Nice strawberry, rhubarb. A little bit on the fruit forward side. This is not a bone dry rosé at all, but really interesting. This one's a little, for me, a little awkward, and I have sticky lips, so you're going to see my lip prints on this. Okay, fruit forward. Definitely strawberry, rhubarb, a little bit of watermelon coming through on that one. Let's see about this one. So this would be the bold and powerful. Now, interesting, a little more tangerine on this one. It could be because it's opening up. Very similar in flavor to the first one, but I'm getting more citrus notes in the second glass. The second glass than I was in the first one. Yeah, a little more citrus. So tangerine coming through. Still rhubarb, a lot of rhubarb, a lot more rhubarb. Tangerine, and the strawberries as well. Less bubblegum on the second one. So let's go to the third one. So the tangerine disappears a little bit on this one. Get more strawberry elements. And this would be the... This is a bold and powerful. That was a creamy and silky. Interesting how the citrus comes out on that. Now, you ask why would it change? Well, it's the opening and the way the bowl's shaped. You still smell the wine as it goes into your palate. So that will affect a little bit how it tastes. So, slight difference, not a huge difference, but there is a difference, and I think that's quite interesting to me. This one, a little bit of citrus comes out, a lot of rhubarb, strawberry, a lot of strawberry on this one, and this was the crisp and fresh one. Yeah, definitely more strawberry. So, the bowl shape, the aromatics, slightly different in each one. Now, do you want to go out and spend a bunch of money on different style glasses to experience that? I'm not sure if you want to do that. But I don't know how many people would really catch it. But I caught a little bit of that, and I think that's a really cool thing. Really nice experiment to do that with a rosé and a red. And I'm going to go with the only winery that I actually belong to a club. Yeah. I met the winemaker at a restaurant in Seattle, tried his wines, and I fell in love with them. They're out of Paso Robles. I think I reviewed them on this program before. I took one of their wines, this particular one, down to the Gorge when my wife and I went to visit there, and it was corked, and I got a hold of them, and they immediately sent me a bottle. So thank you very much, guys. That's good customer service. And it was corked. Immediately I could tell. Not this one. Not corked. Very sensitive to corked wines. Be kind of fun to do a corked wine episode and what that's all about. We'll think about that. I think you guys enjoy wine reviews a little better. So here we go. So we know the slight difference in the rosé. Definitely a slight difference in each glass. This is the Kukula Winery 2017 ISO. Adelaide District, Paso Robles. This rolls in at $55, and this is a blend of 80% Cab, 10% Syrah, and 10% Petit Verdot. Petite Syrah, which is cool. We just had a Petite Syrah comparison, so he has a couple of those things in here. There's the label, $55, so we know it's not chump change. But I'm telling you what, if you want to belong to a wine club, you know, you get a 6-pack every 6 months. You know, it's not a terrible expense, and it certainly, in my opinion, is worth it. So, we're not going to look at the color on these, although they are very dark. Let's try the aromatics on each of these wines. It's kind of fun, actually. Tons of currants, a little bit of baking spice. A little bark coming through, a little licorice. Okay, let's see about this one. Now, interesting, okay, the bowl shape on that one, all those came out. This one comes across as more sawdust, like freshly cut, well, actually older sawdust. The currants are there, but boy, the aromatics just pop on this style of glass, if you can see it. Much rounder bowl. But I'm getting the licorice notes, the currants. Maybe a touch of tobacco. But boy, the currant notes just really, really come out of this glass versus this glass. Now let's go to the other one. Again, more of that kind of a older sawdust sort of thing. Chipped wood. Let's say chipped wood rather than sawdust. Just chips of wood. Tobacco currants coming through. And the licorice notes. So these guys are very similar. This one just seemed to allow the currants to merge a little bit more as a predominant aromatic on that. So let's try it on. Let's see what we get on the palate. Such a powerful wine. I mean, incredible. Yeah. Licorice. This has a little eucalyptus thing going on, which is interesting. Didn't get that on the nose. So I get the eucalyptus, currants, a little spiciness on the backside, tobacco, good acidity, good balance, excellent wine. I mean, I probably shouldn't have opened this for this, but I had to. I had to do it. So, very eucalyptus. Currants, tobacco, a little of a red fruit element coming through as well on this one. So, got the flavor profile there. Let's see on this one. This shows off, interesting, more fruit. This one shows off more of the oak treatment on this one. But still, you get the eucalyptus, the tobacco, the currants, and that red fruit element coming through, almost like a cranberry, like a ripe cranberry element, with maybe a little bit of underripe raspberry. It's interesting how the Syrah and the Petite Syrah affect the cab on this wine. Very deep, very complex. These are very similar. This has a more candy-esque thing coming through on the mid palate into the finish, whereas this one doesn't. So let's go on to the next one. Very interesting, that candy, hard candy sort of thing. Not in a sweet way. Just that flavor of hard candy comes through on the backside of this. Spice comes through on that one quite a bit. Spice. Currants, the eucalyptus, kind of that mintiness comes through. A good acidity, good balance. Oh God, this is an incredible wine, really. Tobacco on this one, very similar across the board. I didn't see a huge difference in these flavor profiles. Same thing. I think the wood kind of element comes through a little bit more on that one. These two show more of that candy-esque thing. This one doesn't. So, slight differences. Like I said, the average consumer, most people, not just the average consumer, most people would not notice that big of a difference. I don't like drinking out of this glass because the way it curves in, just not my style. But I like these glasses. They're pretty cool. That spice comes through on this one. You know what? I'm going to put a link to Kukula Cellars. I know a lot of you, Bonita, blue collar people do buy expensive wine sometimes. And $55 is not outrageous. We're not talking $100 here. But I'll put a link to the Kukula Wine website because they make some great wines, and I really do like them. And this is an amazing wine. It's a baby. It needs to lay down probably another easily 10 years. Easily. But I get that raspberry, I get a little blueberry as well now. I'm realizing that. Now, a little bit of that mintiness, but just fantastic wine. Now, these wines aromatically were more different than they were flavor-wise. Don't like the style of this glass for drinking. These are okay. This is the way I go. That's my jam right there. And let's just go to my glass. Not that I want to do a whole bunch of glasses. But guess what? I do. The eucalyptus comes through. This is a little less. It doesn't pop as much because it's a lot more open than these guys. But I get the mintiness. I get a little bit of meaty characteristic on this glass. Got a kind of that raspberry, blueberry, currant, minty edge to it. Good acidity. Excellent wine. I'm gonna go, since I'm doing these reviews, right, and reviewing the glass. I'm gonna go pass on these glasses as far as whether they really affect the wine or not. Great marketing tool. I think they are. It's kind of interesting to me, but not exciting. Not super excited about what they did to the wines. Just saying. But, kind of cool if you're having a little party and want to have a little bit of fun. Yeah, go knock yourself out. But, stick to your regular glass, really. Just save yourself some money. The wine will taste great. And the wine tastes great out of this glass. I enjoy it just as much, to be quite honest, as this glass. It is a funky style glass. I don't like drinking out of it, but it definitely, the way this is designed, definitely adds some dimensions to the wine that the other 3 don't. So there you go. Should you spend money on different style glasses to bring out something in the wine? That's up to you. You do whatever you want to. I'm sticking to my glass and a champagne flute. Much cheaper that way. Oh, by the way, Patrick, if you're watching, I want some of those glasses that you have as well. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day. I hope you enjoyed this program. Make a comment. Is this, was this too weird for you? Was this something you were interested in? I want to know. I mean, I want to do different things, of course. I don't want to always just review wines, but, this was fun for me. I mean, I certainly wanted to do it, and I certainly want to see what was going to happen. Something I've never done before, so very excited. And the results were, not that dramatic, but there were some differences for sure. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. What is it with that phrase? Maybe somebody tell me I shouldn't remind you, but it's nice to have more subscribers. I certainly tell your friends about it. I hope you're enjoying it. You keep watching, and I'll keep helping you spend your wine dollars and your glass dollars wisely.